Good Shabbos, everybody. Shabbat Shalom. I'm Alan Mann. I'm going to give us a few announcements. On Monday, March 18th at noon, CNT's Senior Schmoozers will celebrate March Madness at the Temple to kick off the NCAA basketball playoffs. There will be entertainment and lunch. Register on our website and calendar. The next day, Tuesday, Sisterhood and Religious School parents will bake Hamantashen for Purim starting at 4:30. Sisterhood will sell bags of the seasonal pastry during the Purim Carnival next weekend for $5 a bag. Proceeds will go to the religious school. On Thursday, this coming week, March 21st, CNT Sisterhood is hosting its next literary and lecture society series at the Temple at 6 p.m. Their spring book review will focus on Alice Hoffman's The Marriage of Opposites. They will also have a book exchange, so bring some books to the event. And now is the time to plan ahead for CNT's big Purim weekend, not to be missed. Join us next Friday, March 22nd at 6:15 for a topsy-turvy Shabbat service at the Temple. You'll enjoy a sneak peek of the religious school's Taylor Swift theme Purim spiel. Topsy-turvy dinner will follow services and will feature breakfast for dinner. Register now on our website or calendar. Also register to attend the religious school's Purim spiel on Sunday, March 24th at 10:15 a.m. CNT's Purim spiel will feature CNT renditions of pop singer Taylor Swift's greatest hits. I'm a Swiftie. Anybody else? Swiftie? All right. Save the date for our Justice Michael A. Cherry's Tikkun Olam Community Service Award Champagne Brunch on Sunday, April 21st at the Temple at 10:30 a.m. We'll honor Dr. Florence and Guard Jameson and Dr. Lauren and Commissioner Michael Naft. So reserve your seats on our calendar or website. And at the conclusion of the rabbi's service tonight, the doors will be locked until Julie Fisher and I finish our presentation on our trip to Israel. So nobody leave. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. All right, now we're going to see how well you paid attention. When is the Purim service that is topsy-turvy? Is it next week or the week after?
Next week.
Are you sure?
Week after.
It is Purim after all. I could change the date. Yes, you are right. It is next week. And at what time are services next week? 6:15. 6:15. All right? So if you are one of those people who like to dress up or act a little silly, you can do it next Friday. It'll be good.
Or just wear your Taylor Swift swag.
You could do that too. The service itself is going to be a little different, a little bit fun, and the kids are going to preview their Purim spiel.
Less service, more spiel, I would say.
What?
Less service, more spiel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Less service, more spiel. That's a good, I like that phrase. Less service, more spiel. Everyone say that 3 times. Less service, more spiel. No, forget it. All right. So there was one other announcement that I really want to emphasize in a more serious way, the Tikkun Olam Award. That is our social justice award and our biggest fundraiser of the year. We are honoring 2 wonderful human beings, Guard and Florence Jameson. Florence started an organization called Volunteers in Medicine, and it provides medical help who do not have insurance for Clark County. It's an unbelievable charity. She gets retired physicians and nurses, and they volunteer their time, and they have a clinic that looks like, quote, a regular clinic downtown Martin Luther. And Guard Jameson's one of my closest friends who has run the Interfaith Council forever. He's involved in so many charitable foundations and endeavors. 2 of our great honorees this year. Michael Naft, who's our county commissioner, he is a brand new honoree category where we have, I think, what do we call it, the Lador Vador Social Justice Award. and he and his wife will be honored as well. So please, whether you are Jewish or not, you're visiting tonight, put it on your calendar. It is a brunch, April 21st. We'd love for everyone to sign up and come to that. It is our biggest fundraiser.
And the last chametz before Passover starts.
That's right. Well, since you mentioned Passover, we are having a first night Seder here.
Oh, we are? I made
Yeah,
plans.
we are. If you have not made plans and you have nowhere to go, first night Seder, we always get a couple hundred people here. How many of you have ever been to one of our Passover Seders? Look around. They're great. And so you have a place to go for a Seder. We'd love for you to sign up. Anything else, Cantor?
Let's see, did we give a little plug for Levlock?
Oh, no.
Okay, so for the last few months, we've launched a program that is very special. It's hard to explain. You kind of just have to come to understand. It is a mind-body, spiritual elevation experience that I have the honor of doing with Deidre Perry, one of our congregants who specializes in heart math. So it has a mixture, a hybrid of both Musar, which is deep thinking about the midot, the different traits that help to make us the best version of ourselves, and a sense of meditation and a sense of turning inward. And we do it here on this bima. All the lights are out. We have candles all around. It sounds very cool because it is very cool. There's like a sound bowl situation. We do it in front of the Torahs, and it's like yoga meets, I don't even know.
Yoga meets New Age, meets Kabbalah, meets Musar, Judaism.
It's breathing, and I don't know. You have to see it to understand it, and then you're going to love it. So the next one is April 2nd. We do it once a month. We only have 2 more for this year, so April 2nd, and then the first Tuesday in May as well. And there's a link that you can RSVP. There's no charge, and you'll also walk home with a souvenir. We give you a journal and a pen, and
What about chocolate?
if you come, I'll give you chocolate.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So
There's
7
chocolate
p.m.
on
on April 2nd.
All right. Well, with all that in mind, I guess we better start services. What do you think? Barbara, thank you for being here. Here we go.
So if you're new to our congregation, or you're new here tonight, you should know this is a participatory service. We want to hear your voice. Even if you don't think it's so good, we still want to hear it because it is good, because it's you. So we're going to introduce a new melody that's new for everyone, and we're going to use it for Micha Mocha, but we're going to learn it together first. So it goes like this. Yai, dai, yai, dai, 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 yai, dai, yai, dai, 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 yai, dai, yai, dai, 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 yai, dai, yai, dai, dai, dai. That's the first part. The next part goes like this, and you repeat. Yai, dai, dai, yai, dai, dai, yai, dai. Yai dai dai, yai dai, yai dai dai, yai dai, yai dai dai, yai dai dai. Let's try it together. Yai dai, yai dai dai dai, yai dai, yai dai dai dai, yai dai, yai dai dai dai, yai dai, yai dai dai dai. And if you didn't get it that time, don't worry, because you're going to hear it again to the lyrics of Micha Mocha.
Ah, beautiful. All right. Tomorrow we have Rory's bar mitzvah, and so we'd like to invite the Glickman family for the honor of kindling the Shabbat lights.
Sharon's Glickman. 2 Sharons.
Oh, there's 2 Sharons. Okay. All the Sharons come up. Is that it? All right. Page 120. Melissa, are you helping too? Okay.
O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and our lives. Bless all who enter this sanctuary in need, all who bring the offerings of their hearts. May our worship lead us to acts of kindness, peace, and love. Page 120. As a reminder, we have 3 candles still, 1 candle for the hostages who cannot light their Shabbat candles. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
All right, we're doing the Kiddush and Motzi a little bit earlier. If you are in religious school, come on up. Religious school students, anyone under the age of, 14 and under, come on up. Go, 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 go.
Okay, now we're ready to welcome the Shabbat bride, page 138 in your Siddur. Yalla la 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 lecha dodi, yalla la 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 likrat kala, yalla la 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 penei Shabbat, penei Shabbat nekabe, yalla la 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 lecha dodi, yalla la la likrat kala, yalla la 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 penei Shabbat, penei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, hishmianu el hamiuchad, Adonai echad, ushmo echad, l'shem u'tiferet v'lithilah. Yailai, yalla la 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 lecha dodi, yalla la 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 likrat kala, yalla la 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 penei Shabbat, penei Shabbat nekabela. Verse 5, hitoreri, hitoreri, kivorech, kumi ori, uri, uri, shir daberi, kevod Adonai, alayich nigla. Yailai, yalla la 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 lecha dodi, yalla la 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 likrat kala, yalla la 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 penei Shabbat, penei Shabbat Shabbat Bride, verse 9. Boi v'shalom, ateret bala, gam besimcha, uvtzola, toch emunei, am segula, boi chala, boi chala, yai lai lai, ya la 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 la, lecha dodi, likrat kala, ya la 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 la, penei Shabbat nekabe, ya la 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 la, lecha dodi, ya la la la, likrat kala, ya la 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 la, penei Shabbat nekabe la.
Please turn to page 126. I begin with a prayer of gratitude for all that is holy in my life. God needs no words, no English or Hebrew, no semantics and no services, but I need them. Through prayer, I can sense my inner strength, my inner purpose, my inner joy, my capacity to love. As I reach upward in prayer, I sense these qualities in my Creator. To love God is to love each other. To work to make our lives better. To love God is to love the world God created and to work to perfect it. To love God is to love dreams of peace and joy that illumine all of us, and to bring that vision to life. Please turn to page 146 for the Baruch Hu and rise.
Yai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. Yai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai.
Please turn to page 149. This is an hour of change. Within it we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it, we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over?
Baruch atah Adonai Hamari Varavi.
As you taught Torah to those names who To those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me. Did you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Lead me into the mystery.
Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malechuto Le'olam Va'ed. Hear, O Israel, Adonai is our God, Adonai is one. Blessed is God's glorious majesty forever and ever. Please be seated. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol avdecha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol meodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'elech asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinatam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shiftecha b'vetecha uv'letecha v'aderech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha uv'kshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha uv'chtavtam al mezuzah peitecha uvisharecha leman tiskeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'etem kedoshim Elohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etzem meretz mitzrayim liot lachem Elohim Ani Adonai Elohechem, Adonai Elohechem emet. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe that what we were taught before we ever stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together.
Page 158, the melody we learned at the beginning.
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh nora, tehilot, tehilot oseh feleh nora, tehilot oseh feleh malchutecha ra'u vanecha bokeh hayam lifnei Moshe zeli anu ve'yameru Adonai imloch leolam va'ed Adonai imloch leolam va'ed Yai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai lai Adonai et Yaakov, ugelo miad chazak mimenu, Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael.
So thumbs up, in the middle, or down. Do we like this new melody? Great. Awesome. Great. Sweet. Okay, page 160, 161. Let there be love and understanding among all of us.
Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Hashkiveinu, Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkiveinu l'shalom. Ve'ha'amidenu, shomreinu lechayim. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Hashkiveinu, Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkiveinu l'shalom. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms.
We turn to page 164 and rise for our Amidah prayers.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi agitehi
Atecha, Adonai, open up my lips, my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol, HaGibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, Bekoneh HaKol, Ve'secher Hasdei Avot v'Imaot, Umevi Geula Livnei v'Neihem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer u'Moshiach u'Mogen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham v'Yitzchak Sarah, Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mishraye Hako, Atzarav Lahoshiar, Mashif HaRuach Umarid HaGashem, Mechakel Chaim Bechesed, Mechaye Hako Berachayim Rabim, Somech Noflim Verofech Olim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato, Uishenei Afar, Michad Mochabo Gevurot, Umido Melach, Melech Memit, Umechayem, Umatzmiach Yeshua, B'nei Aman Atzal Chayot HaKol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechaye HaKol.
אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלע. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
We continue through to page 180, 181, using the prayers on the right or the left side of the page or the words within your heart. When you have completed your private prayers, please be seated. We wish those of you on our live stream a Shabbat Shalom. If there is someone or people in your life that you are thinking of that are in the bed of illness and are in need of healing prayers, please submit their names in the chat at this time.
So as we turn to our Misha B'Arach prayer, think of those in our circle of friends and family who are in need of our prayers, folks who might be suffering with physical illness or matters of the heart, addiction too. Our hearts go out and we hope that God is with them in their time of need, and that by our saying their names or thinking of them at this time, they know that they're not alone, that we are with them in spirit and in solidarity and in love. So first I begin by saying these names of folks who've been submitted to our temple office. Pat Alberts, Ina Silverstein, Robbie Schweitzer, Patty Roberts, Jerry Rabin, Jeff Wayne, Logan Knapp and family, Evan Harpold, Shoshana Ham, Lori Fletcher, Kim, Botwin, and of course, our friends, families in Medinat Yisrael. If you'd like to say the name of someone special to you for a prayer of healing, please stand and say their names.
Amelia Unger, Jolie Brislin, Megan Coutinho, Richie Barrett, Diana Pfefferstein, Robert Troco, Bob Troco, Vincent Rodriguez, Ann Trackman, Brian Elliott, Sigalit Sar, Kim Rodriguez, Robert Tillinger. Parker, Zach, Natalie Holtzclaw, Jeff Wayne, Phyllis Jacobs, Louise and Jerry Fisher.
For my family, Dina and Michelle. So now we all rise as we join together in our prayer of hope and healing, our Misha Barak prayer.
Strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen.
If someone's standing without someone next with their arm over them, go stand next to them.
Misheberach imotenu mekor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
614th commandment. Please remain standing for Aleinu. I know you're not used to it, but we're moving our speakers to the end. So we're going to go right through the end of our service, page 586 in the middle.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגור עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים Kadosh Baruch Hu.
We turn to our Kaddish prayer on page 598. Again, if you're following us on the live stream, please submit the names of those who you loved and are no longer with us into the chat at this time.
So we think of those who have died in recent days and whose yahrzeit is observed. Dr. Lois Abrams, Sandy Ewan, Sidney Adler, Shirley Weiss, Barbara Getzel, Stephen Simon, Art Marshall, Doris Munich, Gertrude Ginsburg. And the yahrzeits of Harold Anson, Monroe Berliner, Charlotte Birch, Sheila Cohen, Robert Eisner, Fanny Fagan, Ivan Fisher, Elnora Glickstein, Cicely Green, David Greenberg, Joseph Greenberg, Selig Hochstein, Sherwin A. Caben, Zara Richmond Katz, Sylvia Katzker, Joseph King, Robert Lewison, Rose Light, Amelia Lunenfeld, Edward Lester Jr., Marvin Mazurski, Emily McInerney, Robin O'Hara, Charles Reiner, Pearl Saperstein, A. Charles Schowell, Marvin Schumann, Florence Stern, Herb Tobman, Sylvia Waterman, and Sandra Watman. If you'd like to say the name of someone special to you, whose name was not mentioned, please stand and say their names. So look your way, simply say the names if you'd like.
Eli Vrobel, Leah Trackman, Malcolm Pfefferstein, Carl Pfefferstein, Jacqueline Adams, Bernice Randall.
As we think of these and others, we rise to recite our Kaddish prayer. Yitkadal v'yikadash shemei rabbah, b'yalma divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayachon v'yomechon v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, b'agalav izman kariv v'imru amen. Yeheshmei rabbah mevorach le'olam olmei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal, shmei dekusha brichu, leila min kol berchata v'shirata, tush bechata v'nechemata, damiram b'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlom rabba min shamai v'chaim, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Osei shalom b'mramav, hu ya'asei shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, to which we say, Amen. May be seated. October 7th. It's a date that will forever be etched in Jewish history. And that date has resonated throughout the world, and especially in the Jewish community. For some, like myself, as a leader, I've fielded your questions, your concerns, and tried to bring support, made my way to Israel myself. But there are those of you who also felt compelled to, quote, do something. And in some cases, that's to send money, and that is a wonderful thing. And there are others who said to themselves, I wish I could go to Israel and be with the people. There are so many people there who are now in the military that they need help, just little things and some big things, and just the moral support. We're so proud that two members of our congregation, Alan Mann, Julie Fisher, and a dear friend of our congregation, Orly Graves, from Midbar Kodesh, that dynamic trio acted on that desire to go to Israel, to volunteer, to work in the Negev, working on vegetable farms that were becoming overgrown during the harvest season, spending time preparing kosher meals for soldiers, spent a day near Gaza surveying the destruction left behind by Hamas and terrorists. And the list will go on, but I don't want to steal their thunder. All that I want to say is how proud I am. Anxiously, I, along with you, want to hear their story. So Alan, Julie, where's Julie? Come on up. Julie thought she could just sit there and let Alan have all the fun. Let's give them a warm welcome, would you?
Hello, Iris. This is Iris's farm that we worked on today, and Iris has something to say to us.
Yes, I just want to explain that in the 7th October, the Hamas killed a lot of Thai people, and they feel it. I'm sorry for my English, it's not very good. And they sent it to all the world to see it. And the Thai workers in Israel, they see it, and they got scared and ran away, most of them. And good people like you came to help us, so they didn't succeed what they want. They want the Israeli people to stay without food, without workers. They knew that the Thai people work in the field, and you came to help, and you save us.
Hello everyone, my name is Eli. I live here in Beersheba, but I work in Jerusalem. I am the English website manager for City Hall in Jerusalem, and I had the pleasure of meeting this wonderful group of people from Las Vegas. I'm very happy to see them all here, and I just wanted to say to them again, and to all of you, to all the people who come here to Israel, that it's very, very impressive. It's very touching for all of us to be here at this time. Yeah, I mean, it's not an easy situation right now, but again, we thank you all very much for coming and being here. It's very admirable, and it means a lot to all of us, so thank you.
תודה רבה, שיהיה לך שבת שלום.
Hi everyone, my name is Orna Schumann from Ranana, Israel, and we are here at Shfaim Hotel. This is one of the hotels who gave place to families whom their homes and loved ones have been taken away, kidnapped, killed brutally by the Hamas. And we are here at the dining room, trying to help the hotel with serving people, cleaning tables, setting tables, and just doing whatever we can in order to make it easier for the people who stay here. This is the 5th month that people are out of their homes with their children and families, and they have to struggle in order to go back to work, put their kids back into routine, into kindergartens and schools. The government lets them stay here for a specific time, and then they will be moved to other places, to either apartments or other houses, which the kibbutz kindly gave land to these people to live here for a certain time. Some of the people want to stay here in the kibbutz. So meantime, sometimes families stay in one room, one bedroom, 4 people, 2 kids and 2 parents, and it's rather difficult. You can imagine how it is to stay there. So, I have this group of volunteers from Las Vegas to help me around, and I'm very happy and very grateful to all of you.
you have a business with more than 30 employees. And in the blink of an eye, they're gone. And imagine it's a row of greenhouses with tomatoes, hundreds of thousands of tomatoes rotting on the vine, beautiful red tomatoes like you've never tasted. And all you have is yourself and one Thai worker, a few Israeli student volunteers, and 3 people who came from Las Vegas. And you're making a little dent. In 6 hours, we pick a few thousand tomatoes, maybe more. I think it was a lot more. And even though most of this crop will die on the vine or fall on the ground, some of it, the ones that you harvest and will go to market, will maybe save the farmer's greenhouse, keep food on his table, and tomorrow, maybe those 3 volunteers turn into 6 volunteers, and next week, 12 volunteers. And even though this farmer, our friend, Yariv, who will lose most of his crops, in his mind, it's the whole world hates us. Everyone's against us. And here we come, and hopefully thousands more will come to help Yariv pull in that crop. How many soldiers tonight on Shabbat, an army at war, will be opening bags, and inside those bags will be a challah, a plastic bottle of grapefruit, cans of tuna and olives and beans, and a note, a handwritten note from someone they don't know from halfway around the world. And that note will say, either in Hebrew or English, "We are with you, we love you." And I had the easy part. I was the one putting the cans in the bags. It was Julie and Orly, whose wrists were sore for at least a week, writing note after note after note. Or feeding hostage families and evacuees breakfast and lunch so they don't have to juggle their kids to get up and get them food and clean their table. It was just another way that, the month we spent in Israel was one of the most gratifying months that we will ever spend, and we'll remember the rest of our lives.
Before I start, I'd first like to say thank you to my husband, Eric Fisher, who, when I said I wanted to do this, looked at me and said, "Are you sure?" And I was sure, although I knew when I told him and when I told the rest of our family and my friends that I would get similar questions, not because they didn't think it was an important thing, but quite naturally because of their concern. And I just want to say thanks for supporting me, because you knew how important this was for me to do. Al touched on many of the things that we did while we were there. It would be impossible to cover everything in this short amount of time that we have. But a couple of the things that I'd like to say and to assure people, if you had the thought that this is something that you might like to do, is that yes, it is safe. That might seem a contradictory thing to say for a nation who's at war, but the entire time that we were there, I didn't feel frightened. I never felt threatened. We were in areas where we were doing work safely, and the day that we did go into the Gaza envelope, we were very well protected by the government people of Nitzana, and there was never a fear. So just to put your mind at ease if you were thinking that. And I also want to mention that they are continuing birthright programs now too. So it is open, although there is a different feel to it. If you had been there before, previously, this time there was a distinct difference. There was a sadness, a resignation of the deep loss, of the continuing loss that the hostages' families were feeling. But there was also a very, very palpable demonstration of resiliency, of determination of the people there. Whenever we talked to them, despite the great tragedy that occurred on that day and continues to occur, despite all of the loss, the people are determined to continue, whether it's with their farms, whether it's picking up the pieces and sending their children back to schools, whether it's finding new jobs in new places, finding new places to live, all of that. And that was beautiful to see, and it was very heartwarming that they allowed us to be part of that when they shared their stories with us. The day that we did go into the Gaza envelope, we were with people who withstood the attacks that day. One gentleman, who we hope to bring here to Las Vegas to speak, talked about how he and his wife and children were in their safe room, and they could hear Hamas in their kitchen, just feet away, shooting up their home, and wondering would they ever get out. Thankfully, they did. And standing in that man's home as he explained this to us and the feelings that he felt that day were just something that I will never be able to forget, never be able to shake. And I think that's a good thing, because it makes us realize that despite what's going on, it's so important that we continue to support Israel, to continue to support the people there, and whether that is by supporting organizations that help people in Israel, or by deciding we might want to go ourselves.
All right, let me try to lighten this up a little, if possible. We had a blast. I mean, for a lot of, we had so much fun. Israelis are great. You know, they're still fun people. Yes, it's sad there, but you know, we sang, we danced. We decided to go on a program called SAR-L for 5 days, and it's where we were embedded in an IDF base, and we dressed up like the soldiers. We slept in their barracks. We ate their food, and no 64-year-old man should be living on an Air Force base for 5 days. I subsisted on rice and yogurt. Julie ate, though. You said the food was tolerable.
I thought it was good.
You thought it was good. Listen, you could send, as the rabbi said, you can donate money to many worthy Israeli causes, but the money does not pick clementines. Money does not teach kids or talk to hostage families about what happened to them on October 7th. They just need sometimes to talk to somebody. And the fact that people will pick up from their families and their jobs and their lives and go and volunteer. It's, Israelis, especially the kids. Kids want to be kids. And when they hear what we've done, they'll all get up and yell, "Thank you." You can volunteer in so many ways. There was somebody that we were in the orange groves with from Massachusetts, I think, and he said he brought dozens of decks of cards so he could teach the kids, the evacuee kids, how to make card castles, and gave them all cards, and I guess the kids just, have been playing with them ever since. So There are, if you'll consider it, and there were people in their 70s and 80s volunteering just like us. There are Facebook and WhatsApp spreadsheets. You just have to go there and say, either on an organized group or maybe with a group of friends, and say, here I am, how can I help? They send buses and vans to take you where you're needed. Again, whether it's agriculture or construction or medical, or if you want to chop vegetables in Tel Aviv to send to the soldiers, innumerable amounts of things that a volunteer can do. And so if you had the time to do it, again, this is something I'll carry with me the rest of my life, the month of February, with my good friends Julie and Orly Graves, whose husband is here tonight. And Orly said, I'm not leaving. She's coming back on the 20th. She's an Israeli-American, and I don't know what we would do without her, reading the road signs and doing a lot of interpretation.
And I think Orly might be watching. She said she would. So hi, Orly. Hi, Orna. Hi, Howard, if you're watching. We were introduced to many, there's Orly right there. We were introduced to many wonderful people in Israel through Orly. Her good friends, Orna and Howard Schumann, they were tremendous. They welcomed us into their home for meals. We even stayed with them a night or two. And her friend Inat, who came with us to volunteer. There, as Al said, there are many ways to volunteer. We were in the radish fields, we were pruning tomato plants, we were grafting grapes, we were picking strawberries, but you don't have to do that work if that's not something that suits you. As Orna was telling you, if you want to help with the evacuated families, serving meals, cleaning up, setting up for breakfast and lunch. There are just so many ways, and you might think, well, that just sounds like, how do I even get in touch with somebody to be able to do that? We know just the people in Israel who can put you in touch with that because they helped us so much. Orna and Einat were a huge help in getting us to these places where we needed to be. So if you can't find something that interests you on Facebook or online, we can get you in touch with the people who most certainly can help you find something that will bring gratitude to your own heart and make you feel like it's not so helpless. We can't change what happened in the past, but we can certainly do small little parts to help Israel keep going in this very dark time.
Okay, so wrapping it up, we're going back, and we want to take as many of you with us that we can. And if you're thinking, I'm too old, what am I going to do there? Hey, if you pick 10 oranges, those are 10 less oranges that are going to fall to the ground. And there are so many things to do. You don't have to go for a month like we did. You can go on an organized trip through the Federation, and I don't know, maybe our synagogue will choose to go on one perhaps next year. Just go. And lastly, I'd like to mention that our cantor is going to go to the Negev, Ramat HaNegev, this summer with a few other cantors to put on a concert. It'll be most likely the first live entertainment that the Israelis have seen in that area it'll be well over 6 months, almost a year. And they are going to be packing the place, and I want to thank the cantor for agreeing to do that. And that's going to be, I believe, at the end of June.
One last thing, for any of the young people out there, I don't think I have to convince any of us our age and above, the 50 and above crowd, maybe the 45 and above crowd, how vital it is that we continue to support Israel. But I want to encourage parents of children with teens, with children in college, to continue to talk to your kids about how vitally important it is that we continue to support Israel. We can't let this go. We have to let them know that despite what they may be seeing online, which is a lot, that there are so many people in the world who support Israel. We met people from France, Germany, Holland, Finland, Australia, South Africa. People were coming from everywhere to help, and we want to let our kids know that this is the right thing to do. We must continue to support Israel, and if any of the young kids are interested from religious school, or if you're interested in getting a group of young kids together, I'd be happy to help with that, Cantor. So, thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Was there another video?
No.
Was it? All right. Again, our mitzvah heroes, let's give them another round of applause. Yep. Alan got home, Dina said, well, you never did that kind of work around our house. Just kidding. Anyways, the oneg is going to be in the foyer, and we are delighted for Glickman family sponsoring, and Cantor, I think we need a prayer for peace, so say shalom. How about it?
Definitely. And as Alan mentioned, we'll be sharing more about this concert and what it's going to mean. I'm really honored to be able to put this together with a couple of my colleagues that will precede our cantorial convention in Jerusalem and Tel Aviv that will follow the concert. It'll be July 1st as of right now, so if you're planning a trip to Israel, you should come to the concert. If you want to go to Israel and you don't want to go alone, you're welcome to fly on the airplane with me to start your journey to volunteer. I would be happy to sit with you. So let me know if you're thinking of that. But yes, as the rabbi said, we pray most of all for peace for all, that we can live together in peace in a place that is so special to all of us. And this Oseh Shalom comes from Jerusalem, from Nava Tehillah, that performs or leads services in Israel often, if not always, and it's a beautiful vibe of Israel as we sing this prayer for peace.
Oseh Shalom bimroma, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimroma, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imru amen. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Oseh shalom bimroma, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imru amen.
Shabbat Shalom. See you in the morning for Torah study and then Rory becoming a bar mitzvah.